Hey guys, what's up? Thought I'd do a little fun video here sharing you behind the scenes stories of my journey through wrestling. What you're seeing right now and what I'm going to talk about is what was my, I believe, fifth pro wrestling match ever. So, yeah, a lot of pressure for a young, small guy like me to be in such a high, prominent position. Not that this was high on the card main event or anything, but Honky Tonk Man's a big draw. He's going to bring in a lot of extra eyeballs to the promotion that usually don't come and check out a show. And to be putting me in the ring so inexperienced is definitely an interesting situation. Um, I believe I'd earned the opportunity just through like working hard and my dedication and loyalty to the promotion and the promoter. Thought he'd give me a bone here, I guess. And Honky Tonk Man's an easy guy to work with. He's gonna do his shtick. It's gonna be a very easy match because it doesn't need to be anything else other than his shtick, because that's what's over. So just a lot of nerves though for me to be in that situation, especially since I'd never worked in front of a crowd this big. I forget the numbers, but it was a pretty packed venue if I remember right. Um, he was just amazing through the whole experience. Um, the month before, we had set up me making the announcement that I challenged the Honky Tonk Man. We set up my top rope elbow drop as the finisher. So we were kind of alluding to certain things that would build up in this match. Along with that, I'd never met him before. So it's interesting when the first time we meet each other is in the men's washroom. I just finished setting up the ring, so I'm doing my hair, trying to get into the game, and bump into him, and he's there to do his hair as well, and he's making fun of me for using a wax in my hair. He's damn kid, all those Ontario kids are using that crap. And he just proceeded to do his hair with water, which was amazing to just see him do that. But maybe he's been doing it for so long that his hair just sort of naturally forms into the look for the gimmick. I'm not sure, but it was a fun first experience. So introduced myself. I mentioned we'd be working each other, and left it at that. I'd go later once a couple other jobs were done, and we'd put together the match. Obviously, he's the ring general, so he's putting together the match for the most part. I think a lot of younger people that are new are too afraid, or maybe that's just the way wrestling's been built, is to be afraid of piping up and voicing suggestions in a match. So he had the whole match planned out. He actually wanted me to sing the Canadian national anthem in French, which, I mean, on a show with no context or storylines and with just an all ages crowd, that would probably work if they didn't know me. But this being a crowd that attends regular shows, and just it not being my gimmick to do anything of the sort, I just cut a basic promo instead. Had to be a heel promo anyways, obviously, just to establish I'm the bad guy. I'm challenging Honky Tonk Man, trying to build up the anticipation to see him come and do his entrance song and all of that jazz. Another thing in the match was he was going to do his shake, rattle, and roll finisher neck breaker, but I made the quick suggestion, and the promoter did want it, to do to tease the elbow drop anyways, to go for it and miss. Obviously, you want the guitar shot in there, so things just kind of naturally pieced together once I made those couple of quick minor tweaks. But other than that, he put together the whole match. He made it very simple for me so I wouldn't get lost. He was able to control the entire match. There was one spot I remember in the match that made him nervous. It was when I was putting the heat on him, and I wasn't talking to him because, like I said, I'm brand new. He's been the one calling out stuff. But I sat him up. I hit the ropes. He told me this after. And I give him a kick to the face. And he was so worried I was going to stiff the ever-loving crap out of him. But no, I definitely knew not to push any buttons and to take it very carefully. And speaking of carefully, I didn't expect this. This was something not called, but because the crowd was so into it, I believe. I was working the heat. I believe I had a hold on him. Crowd's really into Honky Tonk Man. I was very surprised for a smarter crowd. Sometimes they tend to crap on the older guys, but they were just very into it. And I no explanation for it, but it worked that night. It was just special. But anyways, I had the hold on him. I'm working on things. And crowds chant for him to get up and fight back. And he gets a couple shots on me, I believe. And then all of a sudden he shouts, "Slam me, kid." and my reaction, because like Honky's a big guy, like, and especially me at the time, I was 130 pounds, like not exactly built for pro wrestling just yet. And here's this big WWE legend who's a little up there in age and probably doesn't want to take a whole lot of bumps, especially to a younger kid. Asked me to body slam him. Before I even have a chance to think about it, he's already kind of, helping me up. And so he's up in the air. I grab him nice and solid. The whole crowd blown away by the move. They weren't expecting it either. Dropped him nice and safe, but it made a great sound. Popped right back up, did the Honky Tonk Man dance right away, and then went for my elbow drop. Missed it. Perfect. We set up my buddy, who I was friends with in storylines at the time. Set up the guitar spot. Boom, there it is. Gives me the greatest, and everyone tells me, the greatest guitar shot ever in the history of guitar shots in pro wrestling, because the guitar just absolutely shattered across my head. He swung for the fences and absolutely destroyed the thing. It was beautiful. Great reaction for it. Honky gets rid of him out of the ring, makes the pin, 1, 2, 3. Super over finish to the match. I was more than happy. So many memories after the match. I went to the back. Before the match, he put everything together. We're ready to go out. Just before my music hits, I actually told him, just so you know, this is my 5th match ever, and it's an honor to work with you, sir. And he just looked at me kind of like, holy shit. But no, everything worked out. He took great care of me. I was there for everything he needed me there for. It was an absolutely awesome experience I'll never forget. After the match, I shook his hand, I hugged him, and said thank you for everything. I've still actually got a few pieces of this guitar left, what's left of it. He signed it, awesome. I'll cherish that stuff forever, but just the memory of the match alone was enough. But he started telling other people, and then he eventually got to me, that was probably the best match he's ever had in Winnipeg, which was a huge honor. I think it was just, the stars aligned with the crowd being super into it, and just a young guy that was willing to listen and follow his lead the entire time. It just sort of all meshed together very well. Other than that, there was a moment at the end of the show with the promoter in the ring, and just when he said, he went to me just specifically and said, "Jay Walker, I am so proud of you," and he gave me a big hug in the ring. That meant so much to me, because there was a little bit of a spotlight and there were a whole lot of doubters in my career, and I was able to pull the thing off amazingly, and all the credit in the world is to Honky. Thanks for listening to the story, guys. That's it. We'll catch you next week for Unhacked.